Ted Lasso, Apple TV Plus's next sports comedy series, premiered on August 14, 2020. Jason Sudeikis, a former Saturday Night Live star, plays the title role. Ted Lasso is a college football coach from the United States who is hired to coach, or manage in British English, global football, often known as soccer in England. Ted learns the rules of British football while juggling his own life and that of his team in this fish-out-of-water drama. In today's video, we're going to discuss some fun facts about the new TV show, Ted Lasso. But before we get into the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you don't miss any of the new videos we post. What is Ted Lasso? Ted Lasso is an American comedic streaming television series created by Bill Lawrence, Jason Sudeikis, Joe Kelly, and Brendan Hunt. It is based on a character of the same name, played by Sudeikis in a series of ads for NBC Sports Premier League coverage. The series began on Apple TV Plus on August 14, 2020, with the first 3 episodes and was renewed for a second season of 12 episodes 5 days later, set to launch on July 23, 2021. The series got extended for a 3rd season in October 2020. Ted Lasso, a college-level American football coach, is suddenly hired to coach AFC Richmond of the English Premier League, despite having no previous association football experience. The series has attracted analogies to American football coach Terry Smith's takeover of Chester City FC in 1999, after which he installed himself as first-team manager. Fun facts about Ted Lasso. Musical theater references. Ted Lasso contains numerous pop culture references, but some of the best are of musical theater. All of the theater references from West Side Story to Oklahoma are as entertaining as any other on the show, but they also have a unique connection that not everyone is aware of. Hannah Waddingham, who plays Rebecca on the show, has a long history on the West End, having featured in a number of musicals such as Spamalot and The Wizard of Oz. She also uses her singing abilities on the show to delight the audience as she belts out Let It Go from Frozen during karaoke. Jason Sudeikis does the same dance. SportsCenter introduces Ted Lasso as a coach in the debut episode of Ted Lasso, showing a video of him dancing in the locker room with his players cheering him on. Fans of Saturday Night Live may recognize the moves because it's nearly identical to a frequent sketch on the show performed by Jason Sudeikis. Sudeikis' appearance on the program in the spoof What Up With That?, in which Kenan Thompson played a host who every week would interrupt his guests, including Bill Hader's Lindsey Buckingham, to break out into song and dance, with Sudeikis providing spectacular backup dancing. It started out as a commercial. Ted Lasso initially featured in an NBC Sports advertisement in 2012 in what was originally intended to promote NBC's coverage of the English Premier League. Sudeikis' character immediately charmed viewers in the advertisement, which followed the same idea as the show. It was such a sensation that NBC followed up a year later with another commercial featuring Ted Lasso. Sudeikis, along with creative colleagues Brendan Hunt, who plays Coach Beard in the series, and Joe Kelly, began sketching out a possible Ted Lasso series with the help of his then partner Olivia Wilde. Sudeikis didn't run into Scrubs and Cougar Town showrunner Bill Murray until a few years later. Brett Goldstein. Ted Lasso star was originally hired just as a writer. Although it's difficult to envision anybody else as AFC's Shirley Captain Roy Kent, actor Brett Goldstein was first employed on the show as a writer. Despite this, Goldstein stated he became attached to Kent's character while writing him and simply started to think, I could play Roy. Goldstein sent an audition tape to Bill Lawrence on his last day in the writer's room, along with an email that said, if this is humiliating, you can pretend you never got this email. Fortunately, the gamble paid off, and Goldstein, who starred in Ricky Gervais's Netflix comedy Derek, got the part soon after. It took a long time for Ted Lasso to return. Because the original NBC Sports advertisement was so well received, the network asked Sudeikis to create a second one featuring the same character. We just thought it would be amusing if he wasn't cynical or upset about it, that he simply liked the experience, and he liked London, and he loves soccer, Sudeikis told Entertainment Weekly. Sudeikis came together with writing colleagues Joe Kelly and Brendan Hunt, who also starred in the promos, in 2015, 2 years after filming on the ads began, to brainstorm ideas for further things to do with the character. The trio thought a show could work, but life intervened in the form of professional and personal obligations, which hampered progress. Bill Lawrence, the creator of Scrubs and Cougar Town, visited with Sudeikis about an entirely different TV show idea, but the comedian was uninterested. When Lawrence inquired if Sudeikis had any comic ideas he wanted to present, he suggested turning his coach ads into a full-fledged program. Jason Sudeikis has a wide array of inspiration for Ted Lasso. Ted Lasso's character appears to be uncomplicated at first, an overly polite guy who is quick with a joke or compliment. He's a living, breathing Ned Flanders. However, as the first season of Ted Lasso develops, viewers find that Ted is multifaceted, that he is multidimensional, that his cheerful demeanor is an effort of defiance against a cruel and indifferent society, and that he is also going through a difficult divorce. To get the characterization just right, Jason Sudeikis had to combine numerous influences. He told Collider, "I just felt like it'd be wonderful to play someone kind, as a little bit of a challenge to myself. It was an exercise in trying to prove to myself that you can be a nice person and still be entertaining." Aspects of Sudeikis' Ted Lasso looks have a big influence in how he plays the part. My joke has always been that Audrey Hepburn used to claim that she would actually find a character in a Givenchy gown in the wardrobe. For me, it's the beard, the aviators, and the visor. On a larger scale, Sudeikis, a humorous actor performing a more serious role than he typically does, was inspired by Robin Williams' tragic roles, which followed a similar career path. Williams, according to Variety, played a number of professors and mentors who, in the words of Sudeikis, see more in you than you can see in yourself, and bring a lot of that optimism. Roy Kent exists thanks to Roy Keane and Coach Beard. Ted Lasso is an author. Although Brett Goldstein was cast in the role of Roy Kent, it was co-created by another Ted Lasso writer, Brendan Hunt, who also acts on the show as Coach Beard. Hunt honed his comedic talents as a member of the Boom Chicago comedy ensemble, which performed all across Europe in the early 2000s. He began working closely with Joe Kelly and Jason Sudeikis in that collective, and the three are responsible for bringing Ted Lasso to television. Boom Chicago's traveling show in 2003 investigated some of the components that would later become the core of the Apple TV Plus's series in the 2020. One sketch had an American trying to grasp the distinct culture around the Ajax soccer team in Amsterdam. Another work featured Hunt impersonating and lampooning the acid-tongued Irish soccer star Roy Keane, who was playing for England's dominant Manchester United team at the time. It's only a small leap from a bitter, real-life soccer great named Roy Keane to a bitter, fictional soccer hero named Roy Kent. The American cast wanted to learn about European soccer. Ted Lasso's notion is simple but persuasive. An English football team, i.e. soccer, is led by an American football coach. He understands very little about the game at first because, like most Americans, soccer isn't a popular sport in his country. Jason Sudeikis, the American actor who plays Ted Lasso, was in a similar circumstance when the show first started filming. Sudeikis told Entertainment Weekly that he understood very little about soccer at the outset of the project, hadn't played since he was 10 years old. Brendan Hunt, Coach Beard, his more advanced co-creator and co-star, taught him the most of his knowledge. It also helped since he and Hunt had spent 20 years playing EA Sports' FIFA soccer video games together. When Ted Lasso ramped up, Sudeikis, Hunt, and some of the show's other writers and cast members began performing with a specialized squad a few evenings a week. Sudeikis and his team play as AFC Richmond in the game, as they do on the program. And he says, "We designed the players to appear as much like our men as possible." Recipes for Ted Lasso's biscuits. Ted continues to create a biscuit recipe and takes them to Rebecca every morning, which, in one of the loveliest plots of the first season, many fans are so taken with the concept that they've devised recipes based on the biscuits he cooks on the show. The YouTube channel Binging with Babish, for example, has developed a Ted Lasso's cookie recipe that viewers can try at home. Ted Lasso hitting his head was unscripted. In an interview with Drew Barrymore, Jason Sudeikis claimed that he actually banged his head in the scene where Rebecca gives Ted a pep talk for an upcoming match. She cheers him up, and he's so eager to start working on a new strategy that as he leaves her office, he tries to jump out the door but hits his head on the top of the frame. The moment, particularly Hannah Waddington's reaction as Rebecca, is startling yet humorous. And the two actors managed to stay in character despite Sudeikis' need for medical assistance. And there you have it. Fun facts about Ted Lasso. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss any of our new and upcoming content. Thanks for watching.